In this video, we're going to be learning a very crucial skill that's foundational to so many ground tricks, and that's the butter spin. And particularly in this video, we're going to be learning the backside nose butter spin. So if you haven't noticed already, a cool thing about learning tricks is you're actually learning two tricks in one. For example, if I'm learning a backside nose butter spin, I'm technically, that backside nose butter spin on my regular stance is my goofy stance front side tail butter spin. So all these tricks you're learning, it may actually secretly be a 2-for-1 deal you may not have noticed. So there are a couple things learning the butter spin off snow requires. First, you need a material that's relatively slippery. So if you don't have the butter pad, you need to get a carpet that's very slippery. And it's already going to be a lot harder on the carpet, so if you have a butter pad, that's the best thing you can practice on. Training and practicing the butter spin off snow will really help us learn a couple key things. Number one, it's going to help us hone the ability to press flat onto a surface. So we want to, when we spin and we're doing a butter spin, we need our weight to be completely flat or centered on our board, so that we're not either on the toe edge or not on the heel edge. We're completely centered on our board. Second of all, it's going to help us learn how to press flat while spinning and maintaining the spinning motion. So this is really important when we take tricks to the mountain, because it's going to help us be able to get that feeling of spinning flat on the snow. We're going to first start learning this trick on our left leg first. So whether you're goofy or regular, it doesn't matter. We need to learn this on both legs either way, but we're going to start on our left leg together. The first step we want to do is we actually want to learn how to torsionally twist our board so that we could lock into the surface that we're on. If you're on snow, you can lock into the snow. If you're on a butter pad, you can lock into the butter pad. The reason why we want to learn how to lock in our edge is so we have a stable place to spin out of. If you're on a slippery surface like snow or the butter pad, you're going to really need to lock in your edge before you throw the trick. If you're on a surface that's less slippery like carpet, you may not necessarily need to learn this step. But learning how to torsionally twist your board to lock in your edge is still a very important skill that you need to learn later on for other tricks. So how do we torsionally twist our board? First, we use our back leg to push forward, almost like bringing your knee forward like this. And when you bring your knee forward, you're kind of going to be tippy-toeing onto the toes of your feet, and you're going to engage the toe side edge of your board. Your heel should be completely lifted up, and your board will be twisted. So my front leg is still standing very flat, but only my back leg is moving forward and twisting my board so that this back edge right here is digging into the surface. So as I do that, as I push my knee forward, I'm also gonna wind up my chest to face this direction. So let's practice that a couple times. Make sure you're able to do this. All right, good. So step number 2 is we need to be able to get into the press position that we're going to hold for the entire butter spin. So the press position that we're going to get into looks like this. So we're going to twist from here, and then we're going to sit into this press position, and we're going to hold sitting in this press position. And how you want to position your feet is, because our goal is to press completely flat on the board, we can't be pressing our knee forward like this. It's going to be too much toe edge. We can't be going too back. That's going to be too much heel edge. We need to be pressing on our board completely flat. So how do we do that? How do we press completely flat on our board? Well, to do that, we want to push our knee in like this. So kind of in this direction. If you're looking at your feet as a clock, you want to push it in the 2 o'clock direction. So when you press down like this and you're twisting your hips and you're getting into this press position, now your weight is no longer going towards the toe, it's actually coming more towards the center right here. You could feel the weight kind of being distributed along your arch and along the side of your big toe. So that's where you really want to feel the pressure. You want to feel the pressure along the side of your foot so that you're actually pressing flat onto your board. So knee in, hips twisted, chest completely open, arm out for balance. Right arm is going to be reaching back to kind of keep my rotation going. So to put everything together, I'm going to wind up and I'm going to just very, very gently unwind and sit into that press position. And if you sit into the press position the right way and you're pressing completely flat on the board, your board should automatically already spin a little bit. So for your right leg, when you sit into this press position and you're in this press position and your hips are twisted, that's going to automatically cause your right leg to push against the high back of your right binding. And as you sit into this position, as you turn your hips like this, that movement of my right leg pressing against my high back, that's what's going to force my board to spin in this backside direction. So to put it all together, I'm going to torsionally twist my board, wind up, get grip, and I'm going to sit into my press position, making sure my hips are twisted, my chest is all the way open. And if you do that right, and you're pressing completely flat on your left leg, you should automatically just spin a little bit. Now, a few common mistakes that happen a lot is after you sit into a press position, most people tend to stand right back up after they spin a little. And that kind of kills all your momentum, it kills all your speed because you want to be only on this portion of your board so there's less surface area slowing you down. So make sure when you're doing this, after you wind up and you sit into your press, you're not standing back up to the middle. You're staying in this pressed position and you're holding this pressed position. You don't want to stand back up mid-spin. And that's the hardest thing you got to learn how to do, is learn how to commit to sitting in this pressed position. Even if you don't spin, just commit to holding this pressed position so that your body can learn how to stay here. So first, just start off very, very gently. You want this transition from winding up to sitting down in your press very, very smooth. So your body has to go from here, completely centered on my board, and sitting into this press. And I just want you to practice getting this little bit of board movement first. Boom. Make sure I'm pressing flat. That's the thing you want to focus on. Make sure your left leg is pressing flat. And then you can slowly build your way up, adding more force. Until you can comfortably spin. And at first, I just want you to practice just spinning. Don't worry about where you're stopping. Don't worry if you're doing a 360 or a 540. Just get used to this feeling of spinning before we worry about stopping or like how much rotation we're getting. Just get your ability to wind up and spin dialed in. Just really get good at this feeling of just spinning backside on your board. So now that you're a little familiar with spinning comfortably, we're gonna stop the rotation at 360 and practice our control over our board to really stop our board exactly at 360. So we're gonna start off by winding up, we're gonna spin, and when our board gets to about this place, so after we get past the 180 mark, we just wanna simply pull my right leg back while pushing my left leg forward. So we don't want to overspin, we don't want to keep spinning too much, so we really want to practice how much force it's going to take for us to get to about this position and then pull that board back under us. And as we pull that board back under us, we're going to use our upper body to counter rotate so that we have that force to pull our leg. So right now, if you look at my upper body, chest open, chest open, chest open, and then I'm going to close it so that I have the ability to pull my board back under me. Good job. All right, amazing work. Now that you learn how to do the butter spin or the backside butter spin on your left leg, teach yourself how to do the backside butter spin on your right leg. So a goofy backside nose butter spin. Oftentimes, when we teach something to other people or even to ourselves, we're relearning the aspects of what we need to learn. So teach yourself how to do the same thing on your right leg. Getting this trick down is so crucial for you in your journey as a ground tricker, because this is just the foundations of how to spin on your board. So really practice this one a lot. Spend a lot of time honing in your ability to just comfortably spin whenever you want to, because that simple butter spin is the foundation of what we're going to learn cool tricks such as the sewn and the drive spin. So a lot of these tricks will require you to learn this butter spin first. So really spend a lot of time to get this thing really dialed in. Good job in today's lesson, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay buttery.